everybody, happy Halloween. Stories from the 78 coming to you from, believe we are in the River North neighborhood. Is that right, Colin?
That's correct. We're here in River North at TAO Chicago.
Yeah, and Colin, you head up the, why don't you give your fancy title so I don't mess it up for everybody?
Sure. So Vice President of Marketing for TAO Group here in Chicago. I oversee marketing, talent, all the fun stuff we do here in the building.
And you guys got something big happening this weekend with Halloween on the docket. Why don't you explain how TAO is transforming and embracing all that is Halloween weekend here in Chicago?
Yeah, so we go all out for Halloween. So we always like to get a theme and kind of build around that theme. This year we've taken, obviously there's a lot of interesting things going on with various television shows that shall remain nameless, but with dragons and things of that nature. We figured we might as well embrace the physical venue that we're located in here because it is a historic building. It's not actually a castle, but many people have said it looks an awful lot like a castle. We're kind of building this incredible House of TAO event series where we're embracing the idea of castles and dragons and things of that nature. Thrones, as you can see behind me.
Yeah, and we were talking earlier, that's a custom-made throne that you had to build for this big weekend. You guys are in the process right now because this video is being recorded earlier in the week because we wanted to have it up and ready for the big weekend. But why don't you run through the list of events that is happening, and then we'll talk about the venue itself, because the venue itself is believed to have been haunted for years. It's a Chicago icon. It was at the home of the Chicago Historical Society a long time ago, I believe. So a lot of history among many light nightclubs, a lot of history at TAO Chicago. But talk about the events for this weekend first.
For sure. So we are kicking things off tomorrow night. We have, or Thursday, depending on when this airs. That's going to be with DJ Paulie D in our nightclub space. The restaurant will be open for normal dinner service. We always, when we do these big Thursday night events, we have a lot of guests who like to join us for dinner beforehand and then come up to the nightclub. So it'll be a lot of fun to kind of kick things off. Friday, we're actually transforming the whole space. So whereas normally we would serve dinner in the restaurant on the first floor, just for one night only, we're going to transform that into a party as well. We've brought in lighting and special effects and all kinds of really over the top production. And we're actually doing our first ever show with Gordo, who's a really big name in the house music world. So he'll be DJing on the first level. That'll be a party rather than a typical restaurant night for us. And then in the nightclub space, we have Slushii, who's also a big name and a lot of fun. So just really cool and slightly different music styles, but really, really exciting. And then we'll cap things off Saturday with a live performance by G-Eazy in the nightclub space.
That's a big deal. A lot of things happening at TAO Chicago, embracing Halloween. I love it for sure.
We go all out for sure.
And in all this process, TAO's been there for a few years now, but in the process of just being in the building, coming up on Halloween, is there any fun stuff that happens that you're like, what's going on here? What, like unexplainable things, not scary necessarily, but just unexplainable, like, yeah, this place has definitely got something going on here.
We've definitely heard instances of, lights turning on or off inexplicably, or doors kind of shutting on their own. I can't say that I've personally seen any instances of true haunted kind of things, but there have been a lot of anecdotes over the years that have been shared with us. And interestingly, Post Malone dined with us. This was about a year and a half ago. And he is actually an avid ghost hunter.
Really?
So he was wrapping up his meal and he asked to speak to one of our managers. And he said, "Hey, would you mind after dinner if I got my ghost hunting equipment and looked around the building?" And they thought he was kidding. They're like, "Yeah, sure, whatever you want." And he
so
goes
random.
out to the vehicle and he had a whole plethora of equipment that he brought in. And he was convinced that there were spirits talking about sushi. It was pretty wild, but they actually turned off the lights for him and let him kind of traipse around the building with this equipment.
Where did he have a spot that was more activity than others, did he say?
He seemed to think that the upstairs, which is where our nightclub is located, had a lot of activity. And I guess he was getting some sort of reading that led him to believe that the spirits were talking about sushi, believe it or So yeah, it's lots of fun stories over the years around those types of things.
Well, I can honestly say I don't think I thought I'd hear about Post Malone and ghost hunting when I was about to talk to you. But man, oh man, this is why you do these things, because you never know
Sure.
what you're gonna get. So definitely entertaining for sure, entertaining for Post Malone just to be at TAO, but even more reason this weekend with all these events you have coming up, ramping up in starting Thursday and going through Saturday evening and at TAO Chicago, correct?
Yeah, and we're just really excited to welcome the community in. This is not just a typical throw a couple Halloween decorations up. I mean, as you can see from the throne behind me, we go all out. Very excited for your viewers to be able to see the full plethora of what we're doing. But we really do transform the space and bring that theme to life. And that's everything from the decor. It's from the staff actually really gets and embraces it and dresses up in the theme. And we always encourage our guests to dress up in costume as well. So just the whole vibe is a lot of fun. It's really special.
Yeah, and if people want to check it out or buy tickets ahead of time, I'm guessing that's encouraged. Should they go to a certain website?
Yeah, so we always recommend going to taochicago.com. You can buy tickets, reserve a table. That's always the best place to do it. It makes things easiest. There is some walk-up admission available, but that can be a long wait sometimes depending on how busy things are. And I can tell you from the way ticket sales and all the rest of it have been trending, it's going to be a very, very busy couple of days. So definitely highly recommend getting a ticket or reserving a table in advance if you can.
Awesome, Colin. Can't wait to check it out. Thank you very much for hanging out with me and talking to me about it. And the random Post Malone story, I got to say, it's going to be a good one to tell over the holidays.
My pleasure, for sure. We'll look forward to seeing you this week.
Yeah. All right. We'll take care and we'll see you later. Thanks a lot for your help.